I can't do IGN either.
We've covered every boss in this amazing series on my channel. We've covered some bad, some mediocre, a lot of good, and a ton of great. Now, it's time to close it out with the best of the best. It's so hard to place these top 10, as I'm splitting hairs between perfect bosses. This is my top 10 bosses of Soulsborne and Elden Ring.
Called that one. I said it. I reckon this fucking Nameless King put me on my ass, bro. I will never forget this fight. And you know what's crazy is that I heard about Nameless King just hearing, you know, Souls talk and stuff like that. He was fucking me up viciously, bro. Viciously. Madeir was really fucking cool. A lot of people had trouble on him. I beat him not quick, but probably quicker than most. Is that Dark Souls 2? Or which Souls is this? I can't even tell anymore. I think this is 3. Do we watch this?
Number 10, Malekith.
We're gonna go on this shit for like 30
Blaqq
minutes.
Blade.
Fire boss. How much Elden Ring glazes are gonna be though? Top 10? Beast Clergyman was gas though.
Many of the best
But top 10?
bosses of the series pull on the heartstrings. They have a twisted or tragic tale that keeps me
I don't know if
scraping
I
the
need to hear
depths
the
of the internet
explanation.
to find their inner
He
workings.
said, I heard the horror stories of Nameless King. I plan on streaming the Dark Souls trilogy soon. I can't wait to get to them and fried. Nameless King put me on my ass, bruh. You can even go look. I'm pretty sure I should, bruh. He was beating me the fuck up. Bad, bro. Bad. He's a fucking dragon, and then he's a fucking bro. It's
Of their enthralling character.
Ooh. I don't know if I want to hear his
Yeah,
explanation
too.
of why he got Beast
In
Clergyman
transition
though.
may be
I might probably just skip.
only counter to some combos, although both are rich output, but adrenaline insanity. Number 9, Dark Eater Madeir.
Damn, number 9. This can't have Bloodborne in it. It says Soulsborne.
Descendant of the archdragons, Madeir was raised by the gods.
Madeir was cool.
He was tasked
though,
with an
for
eternal
sure.
battle.
Madeir is actually probably the best dragon boss.
Against the dark.
His footage is just fucking
Purchased
blurry
darkness.
too.
Then the
There
real
we go.
fights to the abyss below.
Oh yeah, the drop is Madeir is
purchased
actually
carry-
a really good fight. I think he is a top tier to a lot of people.
Obviously.
He is probably the best dragon fight. He is the best dragon fight. And he's probably, I remember him being accessible to fight. That is what got me on liking him a lot more, was because you can fucking fight him.
And
like,
you battle in a clash
all
of
the other dragons, they're fucking flying everywhere. Hey, you can't ever hit their head, so you're just shooting the feet or hitting the feet. You know what I'm saying?
ages atop an endless plummet to darkness. It's not even the real damn boss,
they didn't even show the drop.
and it's better than most bosses. This is also like a tasty inversion of Ghost.
Clean. Madeir was clean.
God,
I'm not mad
much
at
as I
Madeir
love
being a top 10. He should, if I don't know too many other dragons that could top him as far as best, but fucking, when was this made? Does this got DLC? Elden Ring DLC? What's his name? Bale. Is that his name? The dragon Bale? He is something ridiculous. My second time going around and I beat him pretty decently, but
Deep voiced
shit.
blind giant. There's
Said
something
Bale,
even more
you got it?
gratifying
Yes,
when you
bro.
get
Oh, you said Fide? Sorry. No,
get
you
your
good.
own hands stinky as you apparently slay Madeir in a violent repose.
Madeir is
The
good.
crap-
I have no
spectacle
issues with
subtle
Madeir
change
being top 10.
The design for
That would
an
probably be my
option.
only
The
dragon in the
weapon
top
or
10.
is it encryption? Meaning you're dodging 8, the Demon Prince. From one behemoth Dark Souls 3 boss to the next, we now have what could be, in my
I ain't gonna lie, anything with the drop in like this is fucking sweet. Always.
opinion, the most underrated boss of the entire series. Lawrence would likely take that title, but the runner-up is the often overlooked Demon Prince. Essentially, I think this is
Really?
the perfection of the ONS style gang fight and one of the best big beast fights to
I do not like gang fight. I don't like dual fights, period.
follow it up.
So this would not go on my top 10.
Let me explain how. First off, you
I
take
think I remember this though.
a drop for what feels like ages. Of course, it's soon revealed
God damn, he hit the fuck out of him. Did y'all see that?
First off, you take a drop for what feels like ages. Of course,
Wham! 643. Look at that chunk. Oh, y'all can't even see it. Look at that shit. Damn.
let me explain how. First off, you take a drop for what feels like ages. Of course,
Wham! Bam, bruh. He's about to beat the fuck out this thing. Jesus.
it's
Look at his health bar. He's
revealed that you're actually in a warped, degraded version of Firelink Shrine from Dark Souls 1. Then you see two massive, menacing, fiery beasts. The ingenious component of the fight comes from the ability to selectively juggle aggro. Each of the beasts will take
I actually
one
really like
state at
that
a
fight,
time,
unpopular
one in ranged and
of
the
an
other
opinion
passive.
as that is.
Despite their mirrored design
I'd have to look. I'd have to check out his.
and in size, you are able to balance their aggression with these altered states. It's almost like an artificial.
Yeah, I'm not putting that in my top 10. This fight, no.
Or in
It's
fight
cool.
Dark Souls 1 deal. I honestly
No.
think this is so
Oh, this is Dark Souls
foreseen
1?
or yet matched.
I can't remember.
I suppose
He
this
needs to
fight
say
doesn't
which
have as
one
much
of
of
these
a
shits is
deal
from.
with
Because
the
I
new
can't
eye.
remember personally.
Number 7, Knight Artorias.
Wow. Let me see.
Rankings are hard. There are so many things to consider by default, from the music to the look, the lore,
This was a good fight. Is this Dark Souls 2?
the mechanics, and so forth. But even more challenging are the meta components. What I mean by that is the things in the
No, because there's Estus.
fight that are not directly
Is this Dark Souls 1?
caused by that battle. For example, Dark Souls 2 is known for having slower combat.
Oh, this fight was tight actually. His arm. This is the arm.
So should
This
all
fight was
bosses
tight.
be penalized for that game's sluggishness?
Look at his arm, bruh. This shit
Or
fire.
what about the frame issues of Bloodborne? Should that be a factor? Or what about the simplicity of some bosses in the early games? Surely a boss from the first game with a third of the attacks as Midir, limited graphics and such, cannot match such profundity. Personally, I think there's something to be said about the value of doing it first. While some music today might be more technically proficient,
I think what he's going at is that this boss, I think this is Dark Souls 1, was just ahead of its time. And he was.
and sonically balanced than other recordings from the
He did not play like the other bosses in this game. He fought like an Elden Ring current boss.
50s.
He was very advanced for the time.
Pioneers of their era deserve due credit for their boundary-pushing achievements. It doesn't mean that they get a complete pass for shortcomings, but just because the bass isn't as crisp or clear in an old recording doesn't take away from the artistic achievements. All of this is to preface that even with some of the technical shortcomings of Dark Souls 1 compared to later installments, there was no doubt in my mind that Artorias would make the top 10. While I won't delve too deep into the endlessly talked about lore of Artorias, I think it's a crucial component as to why he is beloved by the community.
Yeah, they do.
In a world of chaos and destruction, particularly caused by dishonorable actions, Artorias almost feels like a beacon of hope, faith in humanity and their capacity for good. He selflessly endeavors to the depths of
a lot of people got this top 10 for lore too.
Depravity to battle Manus, and is defeated and corrupted, but not without selflessly saving his loyal companion Sif. He lost his shield and broke his arm.
I think that's his dog. I can't remember.
In the process, and is
That's his dog.
now a corrupted husk. He lurches with the animations of a zombie, but still maintains his glorious blue armor. The abyss sheds off his contorting body, broken arm limp at his side, and you are tasked with giving this honorable warrior an honorable death. I love that the legend of Artorias lives on, and it is spread far and wide that he defeated the abyss, despite the fact that he succumbed to it.
It's the lore.
Number 6, Mohg, Lord of Blood. Boss.
Damn, number 6. I mean, this was. Ooh, this was good. I don't know if I'm putting that in my top 10.
Rankings. Initially, I placed Malekith as the best boss of Elden Ring.
Whoa. I do like how they put the DLC in that room, so maybe he's got a point.
And at the time, that was true. He still just slid into my top 10, but another boss has climbed higher and higher with every encounter. That boss is Mohg, Lord of Blood.
Ooh, goddamn, that music is fucking traumatizing, bruh. It's crazy. These games have traumatized me. I hear that shit and I just remember exactly where I was at trying to fight.
Where do I even begin with this monstrosity? I suppose with who he is, as there may have never been such a purely evil character. in a Souls game. I'm not going to fully explain the depths of his depravity, for obvious reasons, but I will say that I was really surprised at how dark this game went. But Moog was a secret surprise. I thought I had found all of the areas, faced all the bosses. But the most disturbing of all was left unchecked. Moog is vile, and while I've commented on the hellish components,
I didn't have an issue with Moog both times I played this game. I don't get me wrong, dying, of course, but everyone was getting beat the fuck up by this guy. And you just had to have the fucking healing thing to not get hit by that attack. I just don't understand how people were getting, I don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it was easy, but people were getting fucked up.
Of other bosses of the series, it's hard not to see the clear visual references to Lucifer in his towering wings. But before that, we see a cutscene that genuinely made me feel unwell on first viewing. The music is perhaps my favorite of the entire game, only in competition with the final battle. The fight is balanced yet grueling, including a massive assortment of maliciously calculated strikes from Moog. And then, this happens.
This was an epic fight. Hey! Hey! See, he don't got the shit on. He's just healing. That's what I'm saying. That is the thing people are having trouble with. Bro, he didn't have the fucking bubble thing. Yeah, Mogus go to easy S tier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to downplay him. He is good for sure. This was a good fight, but I just feel like people were having a lot of trouble on this.
I know some people find this transition frustrating, but I think it adds to the battle, the characters.
Yeah, and that too. There aren't too many bots who have like a transition like his, like where he does that, hey, and shit fucking 3 times, even though you can have something to not deal with that, the Mystic Flask or whatever the fuck that shit's called.
And my own anxiety in a way that just about no other boss or game has. My stomach drops as the terror builds, and I frantically spam healing to outlast his godlike onslaught. Just like the steps of the dancer or the screams of the cleric.
The dancer.
Beast, Moog's counting down to his eventual Nihil chant make the atmosphere of this fight. This unleashes phase 2, which coats the arena in blood flame. Similarly to Malekith, careful positioning as well as perfect timing are required to come out on top, and it's a dance with death that I think was perfectly realized. Number 5,
it was good.
Lady Maria of the
Ooh, yes sir. There you go.
Astral Clock Tower.
Yeah.
The penultimate
Lady Maria was clean
Bloodborne's
as fuck.
fallen heroine was obvious. There was no other place for her other than in the top echelon of the FromSoft catalog. She ticks every box.
Is Sekiro in this shit at all? That's what I'm saying. A lot. You know what's crazy? I just don't think a lot of people have beat Sekiro. That shit, Sekiro, and a lot of people say, and it's crazy because Sekiro, a lot of people say it's the hardest one out of all of them. To me, it was not, because I like parrying. So when the whole game was pretty much based on having the parry and stuff like that, I was like, oh, finally, now I can, and you can kind of spam it. I was like, oh, this is sweet, but still with the Souls twist. But Sekiro, don't get me wrong, not easy, for sure. Definitely put up like 600 deaths on me, but it's people. That's how you know people don't be parrying at all on the Souls games ever. Lady Maria isn't the hardest, but I can't deny she's extremely fun. Sekiro is goated. I wouldn't say it's the hardest though, but that's me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say it's not the hardest to me either, but it's a lot of people will say that. If you look it up, I could probably look that shit up right now, and it'll probably say Sekiro. Let me see. Most difficult FromSoft game. Hardest From Software game. Game Rant. Shadow Assault Tenchu. Okay. Sekiro. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I told you. People think this is the hardest one. I know, and I know why, because they don't fucking parry. In other games, they suck at it. They suck at parrying. But you have to fucking parry on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people cannot parry, bruh. They're just not they just can't. They're just not that good at it, and that's okay. But on this one, you're not going to get far unless you can. You're just not. You, on Lord Ishin, final fight, 4 phases, you have to be fucking perfect on the first phase, or you're not beating it, to me. But I don't think it's the hardest one. What do they got, number 2? Demon Souls? Fuck no. This is not the most difficult. This is crazy, kind of now. Dark Souls fucking... First of all, Elden Ring is probably the most difficult Pound for pound, Elden Ring is probably actually for sure Elden Ring is the most difficult because of DLC and Consort Radon. Consort Radon is still the hardest boss in all of Souls. It topped for me, like yeah, it topped everything else. Demon Souls was not that hard, bruh. You could shield it, bro. I beat Demon Souls kind of quick. I think I beat that in like 5 streams. I could look, but yeah, I beat that one semi quick. Dark Souls is tough. Bloodborne is tough. Armor Core, Last Raven. Dang, they got Armor Core 6 above Elden Ring. Maybe this list is fucked. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even say Melania. I was just talking about Consort Radon. If we talking about DLCs. Screen Rant, CBR, Den of Geek. Might as well play some tunes. Hold on. Sorry, we looking up. Den of Geek, Den of Geek. That's crazy. Elden Ring is way harder than fucking Demon Souls. But they also have Sekiro as the hardest. That's what I'm saying. These people don't parry. All right, let me get off this. Let's get back to the vid.
Box in the amazing
Lady
boss
Maria was
checklist.
fire though,
Visually
but no, not
splendid
the
arena
hardest.
and animations, compelling and
See, I
tragic
love parrying, so
backstory,
the game was a match in heaven for me.
music,
So I like parrying too. It's just clean. And then in Sekiro, bruh, like there's no other game that I've ever played in my life where I felt like I was like parrying and just being so perfect. Like when you get them, ching 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 ching. Like once you're like in sync of what the like, there's no other game like it, bruh. Sekiro. Oh shit, the thing's not up. Wait, am I tripping? Oh my bad. Yeah. But Sekiro is very good. Not the hardest because I tell you, people just can't parry.
phases, and a perfectly
You
balanced
said
challenge.
100%.
The only
Said 100%. I had a much harder time with Elden Ring than I did with Sekiro and Bloodborne. Yeah, bro. I just beat Elden Ring recently for the second time. Still was whooping my ass. Consort Radon, still crazy post nerf. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the hardest one. Consort Radon is the hardest boss in all of Souls, period. And if he's not on all the lists as the hardest one, they're tripping.
one of these that I could see
And
anyone
I played them all, and he is still the hardest boss, period. Melania too. I fought Melania for 9 hours and at one time. You know what I'm saying? And then like 4 hours before that, I have that on stream. Bro, it took me all of 9 hours to beat Melania. That Consort Radon was not falling until I put that shield on. I'm not even gonna lie. I had to put the shield on. That shit was just crazy, bro. That's the only boss that ever made me resort to some tactics. I always beat everything probably the most genuine way I can. I don't even be summoning. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Consort Radon is fucking crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy. Post-Up Radon is a monster regardless. It's a 50-50 split between him and Arlecchino in terms of hardest boss I fought. Arlecchino's tough. Arlecchino's tough. Consort Radon is tougher. To me, like that shit. And I fought Consort Radon and I think he went through 2 nerfs. I fought him before that and after, and he still whoops ass. Like it's very proper, actually. I'm not gonna lie. For From Software, you know why? Because people were playing Elden Ring saying that it was easy. And they got on that DLC and said, you got us fucked up.
any reasonable argument against is the challenge component, as my first bout with her ended with a swift victory. However, ever since then, the battle has proven to be more of a challenge than I ever expected. Even if deaths to her are more sparse than other adversaries at this
Lady
level
Maria
of the
was
list,
a good fight.
she always keeps it engaging and interesting, and difficulty is certainly not everything. But in her second and third phase, she can definitely one-shot you without any warning.
What?
In some ways, I could...
Oh, I gotta get a napkin, dude. My hair literally fell directly into my fucking drink like this. Like, what? Ah. Damn.
view her as the Artorias of Bloodborne. She's a simple warrior, not a beast or a dragon.
Now see, it's wet.
She's dipping deeper and deeper into chaos in a desperate effort to defeat
That's
you.
crazy.
And she's not the hardest boss of the game. There always seems to be a tragic tale to surpass all others in a particular game. Artoria strikes me as hardest from the first game, and then there's Morgott in Elden Ring, and Lady Maria in Bloodborne. As we assert our capacity
Melania
to
is
defeat her,
still one of the
she
hardest
sinks
bosses
deeper
in
into the arts
in
she
all
swore
Souls
to
too.
disavow, pulling every stop out in a desperate attempt to hide her own tragedies. The patients love her, and in her efforts to revert her wrongs, she has garnered the love of these twisted humans. I don't know if I should be
Lady Maria was
disgusted or
sick.
awestruck, and it's this complexity.
I think she's the only lady like hunter too in the game, which was fire. I may be mistaken.
Some character woven into an intricate battle that keep me coming back to this with more and more appreciation over the years. Number 4, Ishin, the Sword Saint.
I don't even, you know what's crazy? I don't even think I fought this version. And I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Sekiro is full of fantastic.
I really hope they get a DLC for Sekiro. I don't think that's happening, but if they do, boy.
Bosses has the most consistent quality of any of the games. There are less bosses, but each one feels so precisely mechanically realized that there are few I would consider less than fantastic. However, the one problem with Sekiro
Or is this no
bosses for me is that many of the great ones are missing a certain wow factor. Perhaps it's a personal bias, or perhaps I'm onto something, but every time I face a fantastic boss like Great Shinobi Owl or Lady Butterfly, I can't help.
Lady Butterfly was a very, very good introductory boss to Sekiro. Like that's probably Lady Butterfly probably put a lot of people off the set. Lady Butterfly and the ape single-handedly put people off the set of Sekiro. When I say, if y'all don't know, learn this is how I term it. The term "put them off the set," it means they got off the game. Either let it be for the day or the night or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Just wish
they had to get off the game because of said boss, and Lady Butterfly was one of them. Until you figure out how to just knock her down off the things, like she's putting you off the set.
Took one extra step.
Say Ishin the GOAT. This is the version you fight without going through the Ashura ending, one of the all-time greats. Ishin, the one I fought was the one with how he transformed into Ishin or
There's
something.
some disagreement with me and the Souls fans on the quality of Elden Ring bosses.
And I still consider the Ishin that I fought to be the hardest base game final boss of all the Souls games. Usually in Souls games, the final boss is not the most difficult boss for the most part in a lot of them. You can see it in Elden Ring. Melania is way harder than the final boss. Elden Beast, all that shit. Yeah, Melania knocks that out the park. Easy money. And I ain't even talking about console, and that's what I'm saying, not DLC. I'm just talking about base games. Out of all the From Software base games, this guy is the hardest, most difficult final boss.
And maybe the reason I find them so,
in my opinion,
fantastic, despite some of the minor mechanical hiccups.
Very good fight, bro. Because I'm telling you, when I was fighting him, Sekiro makes you play perfectly. That's why when you hear me in some of the Souls games, I'm like, oh, you trying to be Sekiro. Because it's requiring me to actually play like actually perfect parries, perfect this, no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So and there's no dodging. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to scrap on Sekiro. It's really
is that they are so ambitious. They do go that extra step, more so than any other game in the series. All of these concerns evaporate when concerning Ishin, the Sword Saint. Not only does he contain copious amounts of WoW, but he packages it in one of the most brutal, jaw-dropping encounters of the entire series. It becomes a genuine struggle when placing these top bosses, and on any day, any boss could trade.
Is this the one I fought? This is not the first phase, though, right? I just can't remember because it's 3. This looks like it would be the second or third phase.
Why is Ishin so great? Phase 1 of facing.
There we go. This is the fight. This is the one I did. Yeah, bro. Jinchiro. On this part,
Jinchiro is a fantastic.
You have to be perfect. If you get hit here, you're probably not going to win. I can go back probably to my stream. I'm pretty sure I did not get hit on this
tool
one.
To showcase
You
how
gotta
far
be
you've
perfect.
come. As you make quick work of the fool, he slices
Quick work is crazy because he's still whooping ass. Lie again. You'll get it down, but
into his neck and allows Ishin to clamber out of it. Ew! Then an Ishin at his prime beckons you forward. Phase 2 isn't too challenging either, Although it was on my first playthrough, I can slice through it in what feels like
Did you hear what he just said? He said it wasn't my first playthrough. Dude.
seconds, but back in the day, it left me feeling helpless. I think that's a sign of a great game. It's hard to master, but once you do, it becomes second nature. In any case, Phase 3 is perhaps the hardest in any of the series. It's up there with
This
Malekith Phase
fight,
2
this fight, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, this shit was crazy difficult. Like, it's the hardest final boss to me.
and Melania as pure terror. The combos are long and arduous, and his speed and reach are unmatched. He legitimately pulls out a gun in a sword fight.
Pulls out a gun.
Spears are harder to read than swords, and he swoops and slashes
Pulls out a gun. I'm traumatized.
his way to your
I'm
heart.
sorry.
The rolling hills remind me of the best of the series. Gehrman, Soul of Cinder, Melania. It's grand and it's epic. It's personal and heartfelt. It's grueling and rewarding. I sometimes get the urge to play Sekiro again, just to fight Ishin, as there is probably never going to be a fight like this again. Before I get to my top 3, I just wanted to thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying, and subscribe for more content.
Saving grace on the Ishin fight is the lightning that he throws at you, because that shit will wax him. That's the best thing you got.
I have a lot of Elden Ring and Soulsborne content on my channel, as well as all the previous Soulsborne Hero Ring boss ranking videos from this series. Number 3, Sister Fried. Alright, somebody got real butter.
I called this one. Not called it, but this one probably would be in my top 10 too. Because it just leads up, the way it's led up. You see her from the beginning. This is DLC, I think. It leads up. You see her the whole time.
Heard I said Fried.
And when you first see her, you don't even think you're gonna fight her.
Because they said it's not
didn't.
Fried, it's Friday.
And she tried to fucking warn you.
I just want to say it really, really did.
Should I not? Actually, you don't want to be spoiled. I'm not gonna watch too much of it, so you don't see. But yeah, I'll put this in my top 10 as well, for sure.
In the top.
Man,
Number 2,
man, this is probably in my actual top 3. It's probably in my actual top 3 for sure.
Ludwig has been my favorite boss in any game for quite some time, and it's only recently that things have shifted. Not due
Man.
to any fault of our horse friend, of course, as he remains a vile, twisted, yet honorable
If they get Bloodborne in 60 frames legitimately at some point, I will replay it because I need to see these bosses run at higher frame rate.
and grand figure. Something clearly noted by Miyazaki is his dedication to the dignity of his characters. An artist from FromSoft one time noted during an interview, "When I was drawing the undead dragon, I submitted a design draft that depicted a dragon swarming with maggots and other gross things. Miyazaki handed it back to me saying, 'This isn't dignified. Don't rely on the gross factor to portray an undead dragon. Can you instead try to convey the deep sorrow of a magnificent beast doomed to a slow and possibly endless descent into ruin?'"
That's why Miyazaki and that's why the Souls games are one of a kind, bro. You hear what the fuck he just said?
Now, I'd have to ask what he had to say about the curse-rotted Greatwood's acid diarrhea, but nonetheless, the premise remains. Ludwig is just about as disgusting as you can be.
So good.
Much more so than mere maggots festering in open wounds.
Music
He
too.
is foul to the core. Until we see more. Phase 2 shifts the entire perspective of the fight, and it instantly goes from pure disgust to honorable heroics.
Right.
I suppose the reason this boss is so beloved may be because it is so emblematic of the FromSoft design philosophy. They will go anywhere, tell any story, and even in doing so, manage to relay honor and dignity as a core message, no matter how depraved it can get.
It just got so epic out of nowhere. It's like, oh
In a
shit.
similar fashion to the previously mentioned Fried, Ludwig features two very distinct phases, one being erratic and unpredictable,
That's such a good way to
and the
describe
other
that.
more akin
Yeah, he
to a
said if you're
towering
talking about the
knight.
one where you
The
fight
music
Gentro,
reflects
this
these
is the one.
phases, as
Yeah.
do the name
Also,
changes.
Millennia is one of my favorite
It's a
bosses
tasty
ever. I think
challenge every
she
time I get here.
she gets
One that
way
gets my
too
blood
much hate, to
pumping
be honest.
and
No, she's
curdling
definitely one
and
of the
gets
best
me excited
bosses
for the
they've ever
character
made.
of Ludwig. And we get a beautiful
Melania,
epilogue.
Melania made people play Souls games because they seen how people were tripping about her and how difficult she was. Really, Melania's most difficult aspect is waterfowl and the fact that she can heal. That shit is crazy. But I mean, it took me 9 hours on a stream to beat her. And I play these shits. I'm not like the best for sure, but I'm not the worst.
After slaughtering the beast,
He says things like that which set these games apart.
and being able to
Agreed,
speak to
man.
him
Agreed.
in a truly saddening scene. God, it
Yes,
always
you fucking talk to him after.
just tugs at
Crazy.
my heartstrings. I always have to lie to the dude because I would feel so horrible letting him know that all of his life's work was a waste and that what he turned into was for nothing. But thankfully, we're given that opportunity to lie to him and give him
Look
a
at
peaceful
this
demise.
fucking
God,
epicness.
these games just really get to me, man.
So good.
Number 1.
What is number
Slave
1?
Knight Gale.
Number
first
1.
finished-
Ooh, Slave Knight was clean. Slave Knight was clean. I forgot about Slave Knight. Damn, I'm surprised he don't got Melania in his top 10. I could possibly put Melania in my top 10. But no, my list would be different from his. It's about 4 or 5 of these that would not go in there.
This series,
Slave Knight was really fucking good though.
Gale would not have been in my top 5. Not even my top 10. I remember quickly looking up rankings of the top 10 bosses of the series,
This fight was fucking tough too, by the way. Like,
only to be met with Gale time and time again. I was genuinely shocked, as there were so many other bigger, grander, more epic, better bosses, even in the same DLC, like Midir. How
oh, it's because you see fucking when the DLC starts up, you see Gale sitting on the ground going crazy. And then he ends up being, I think he's the final boss. He ends up being,
wrong I was. Barring all of the things surrounding the fight, being at the ends of the earth, the fact that it is the
ends of the earth.
final
It's
Souls
cool.
boss.
Yes, that too.
It is simply the best one-on-one fight we have ever gotten. It could not be more perfect from start to finish. As I mentioned with
Slave
Lady
Knight was
Maria,
really good.
it ticks all of the boxes of an amazing boss, but it goes above and beyond. Every single thing it does here, it does better than any boss prior, from the most perfectly balanced challenge, the most amazing mechanics, the most amazing visual spectacle. Every time I come back to it, I am floored at what they achieved here, and it's not surprising to me that they have not managed to top it since, even with the perfection of the mechanics in Sekiro or the awe-inspiring scale of Elden Ring. I mean, look at this!
He was good.
From the intro
Slave Knight
and
was
setup
good.
to the first phase, which is kind of like Orphan of Koths, but even better, more balanced, and more fun to me. Then the second phase, which is like Artorias, and the third phase, which is something even bigger. It's like combining the
Them
epics of the
fucking
dragon
skull
fights of the
things
series
coming at
into
you,
a
bruh.
warrior one-on-one fight with this flying crossbow shots going everywhere. I mean, I'm losing my mind just
His
talking
cape
about
was
it.
fire.
I can't
Like,
get enough of this fight, and
Yeah,
they
it
managed
was
to even
good.
add
This was a really
HP
good
to
one,
make it
actually.
long enough. I mean, I could go on and on about this fight, but I'm off script at this point because I'm just rambling about how much I enjoy this fight. With all these bosses, we've gotten through 162. Somehow, something managed to top Ludwig to me, and that was Gale. I know that's kind of the
Hey,
cliche pick
Ludwig.
at this point to pick Gale, but it's honestly for a good reason. The boss is just that good, and I think anybody who plays the game, because
He
if
is
you
good.
see coming up these videos, rank
average boss rating out of 10 by game. They say Elden Ring got the best one. Sekiro, DS3. Is this with DLCs? Shit. I don't know. I'm probably putting bunch of these and definitely these DLC bosses above Sekiro bosses. Yeah. DS2 could probably be a little higher. They were just they can be a little higher.
making all the boss content for this channel in the future.
Average boss placement. By game. Dang. DS2.
I'm currently in Australia, which is why the audio quality phone. I'm just so glad you
This is
guys
good.
have been here along the journey.
I'm not mad what he got going on. Them, he got a couple in there. I'm definitely not putting in there. But Night Walk, good vid, dude. Let me know what y'all think. What's y'all favorite top 10 bosses of Soulsborne? Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank ya.